How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Marcade. Before we start the game, I want to introduce the newest member of the family. I didn't name him. My girlfriend did. Butter Croissant. Look at this little guy. He's a teeny little bean. Yeah, call him Butters for short. That's typically what I call him. This is the first thing I've recorded in a long time. So before we get into the game, I wanted to just show off the newest little guy. He's going to be accompanying us alongside. I mean, we haven't forgotten about Mo. He's still here roaming around somewhere. But just want to introduce him before we get back into it. And we are jumping back in with a heater of a game. He's got this little big cushion bed thing, and I put it right here so that way he's right next to me. He's so small. He's such a baby. Anyways, yep, a heater of a game, dude. This is called Fear Me, Jeff the Killer Dating Sim. And so, you know, I haven't uploaded in forever. So I was like, let's hop back in with a heater. The room was silent, illuminated by the warm midday light filtering through the window. You looked anywhere but at your therapist. You didn't... Jesus. You looked anywhere but at your therapist. You didn't feel yet comfortable enough to speak freely. Attending these sessions felt like a chore. More than for your own good, it seemed like a way to keep an eye on you. You know, you have no obligation to talk to about him. The therapist watched you patiently, leaning calmly against the back of his armchair. You can talk about whatever you want. You scoffed ironically, offering no reply. It had been 7 days, enough time for someone to change, don't you think? Instinctively, you raised your hand to the left side of your face, where a patch covered your left eye. I'm fucking Zuko, dude. Prince Zuko, he hurt you. There's no doubt about it. The police, the hospital, everyone has their version, but I want yours. You shrugged. That's fine. Silence is an answer. You looked towards the window. Your reflection silhouette was visible in the glass. Even though you couldn't see yourself clearly, your posture and expression were noticeably different from a week ago. Day 1. Easy mode. The fuck is hard? I guess we'll leave easy. What did easy mode off? What does easy mode do? What does easy mode do? What does easy mode do? Whoops. Whoops. I'm sure it says it somewhere. You scratching your little ear? Includes violence, gore, murder, stalking, absolute manipulation, mature, death, blah, 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 blah. Easy. Okay. That lets you know when Jeff's affection and when your decisions don't kill you. There's a button that lets you see the points you earn. I'll leave it on, I guess. +1, you live. There's a button that lets you see the points you earn. It can only be activated when you start the game. Okay. We'll just leave it on. Full screen. Anyways, start of your shift is like your life start button. You have a clear routine. Wake up and sleep. You have no legacy, no ambitions, no pending matters. I also left the lights on because of this guy. I don't think this is supposed to be a scary game, so I didn't think I needed them off. So, and ignore all this. It's what, the 29th, and my girlfriend thinks it's time for Christmas. So, you know, it is what it is. You have no legacy, no ambitions, no pending matters. You fulfilled your duties as a student and finished school, but you lack the motivation to pursue a dream or a goal beyond where you are now. You feel as if you don't have a starting role in the world because nothing special has happened to you yet. In fact, one could say you let apathy guide you. An apathy that numbs your strong emotions. Let me rotate this shit because I feel like this is all janky panky. An apathy that numbs your strong emotions. A roller coaster ride? Pleasant. You trip and fall face first into public? Not the end of the world. Positive or negative, your emotional range was very low. Like a perfect blank canvas. Anyway, you try to make your life as comfortable as possible. As strange as it sounds, you work at a video store that only attracts nostalgics and cinephiles. How do I make this? Can I make the text speed? Yeah, much faster. There we go. You love movies. I love movies. The main reason you took the job is because you like it. You can spend hours watching movies and never get bored. The place is colorful enough to depress you just by being there. And if you're lucky, you might run into an interesting character or two. That feels too fast. I don't like that. I'll go back. There we go. Of course, besides the characters that already exist. What the fuck is this? This is so realistic and this is no. Where are you, buddy? You don't like being on your bed? You want to be on the floor? Catching up on lost time? For a moment, I thought you wouldn't come. Cindy, your coworker. She's not very good at her job, which is saying a lot since being an attendant at a time-lost store doesn't require much effort. But she's the owner's daughter, and you're the other full-time employee, and you do well. You two don't get along great, nor terribly. You tolerate each other. Where's your badge? Instinctively, you reach for your neck, and indeed, your employee badge wasn't there. It's strange, but I feel like I can say your name without your badge. Cindy shrugged and retreated, shrugged. Where are you, bud? Where are you? Wait. What are you doing? What are you doing? Cindy shrugged and retreated to the back room with a box full of movies. Somehow, what she said made sense. It was as if you couldn't remember your own name unless it was written right in front of you. As if names only existed if someone else spoke them aloud. Well, you remembered taking it out of your things when you arrived, so it was most likely still in the store. Oh, look, I get a free roam. What? All right, I guess we'll fucking start at the counter. You checked behind the counter, nothing on the floor. Among the shelves full of action movies, your badge was nowhere to be found. You leaned down to try and get a better look at the floor, hoping your badge was around somewhere. You moved down the small aisle, determined past shelves packed with horror and thriller movies. Until you spotted the unmistakable piece of plastic almost at the end of the aisle. You were reaching for your badge, but a white hand got there first, slowly picking up the plastic piece. You looked up and find yourself facing a tall hooded man with his face covered and clearly a skin deformity. He looked like a potential criminal or someone with a bad cold. Those are super different, but you didn't have the energy to worry. You straightened up, standing face to face. The man seemed to ignore you, more interested in your badge in his hand. What? The man seemed to ignore you, more interested in your badge in his hand. Is this yours? How does Jeff Taylor say, is this yours? Probably all fucked up. His voice, muffled by the fabric, was deep and slightly raspy. I got it, pretty right. You nodded silently, looking at the man suspiciously. By the way, he cocked his head. Huh? Prove it. Now you can finally visualize your name. She had a photo on hers, so my photo's on it. You could see it. What are you, a cop? Oh my God. My name's Marcade. Don't forget it, punk. Buddy, where are you? Buddy? Butters. What? No! Grab some peanuts too, because I'm starving. He said, prove it. I told him my name. The man looked at the badge in silence for a moment. Fully thought you might have been wrong after all, but then he offered you a piece of plastic. All right, Marcade. All right, Marcade. You took the badge in your hands and gave the guy a look. Mock him. Oh my God, he likes when I fucking belittle him. Who are you, the badge security? The man shrugged, unconcerned. I just wanted to make sure I gave it to the right person. I clearly work here. Yeah, but it could have belonged to someone else. It literally has my photo printed on it. The man waved it off dismissively. Would you have preferred I gave your badge to just any uninformed person who claimed it was theirs? His logic was strangely convincing. I guess not. The man cocked his head with a smirk. How would I know? You couldn't see it through the bandana, but you knew he was smiling. He answered my question. Terribly, but it still answered it. See, I'm not so bad. The fact that he said that made you think the opposite. You silently put the badge around your neck while he remained motionless in his spot. You slowly moved toward the counter. The guy stared at you as you moved, which only made your discomfort worse. You decided to ignore him, shifting your attention to one of the monitors next to you. You could. If the hooded guy from before would stop wandering around the store so suspiciously, you tried your best to ignore him, but it was impossible to not notice. Maybe he was doing it on purpose. Hey, Marcade, at the sound of your name, you looked up at Cindy, who had come around the counter to stand next to you. You see that guy? He's been here for a long time. You looked where she was subtly pointing, and of course, she was talking about the same guy. Yeah, I saw him. You shrugged a very logical reaction, right? Maybe he's deciding what to buy, but he was probably just a weirdo you'd see once. No big deal. Anyway, Cindy, as annoying as she was, wasn't really flustered. He's just a weirdo. We see those every day. But this one feels different. You were starting to believe Cindy had watched many movies, but then you remembered she didn't like cinema and only worked in her dad's store. When I talked to him, he didn't seem dangerous. Cindy turned to you, surprised. You talked to him? Did he say anything strange? He just gave me back my badge. Why did he have it? I mean, he grabbed it first. Look, it wasn't a big deal. Cindy, leave me the fuck alone. Cindy looked at you in silence for a few seconds and sighed. If it makes you uncomfortable, I can ask him to leave. Cindy shook her head, glancing at the guy. You're probably right. Okay, I'll leave it too, and I'll check the inventory. Sure. You You settled into your designated chair, and before you could pretend to look at the receptionist at the receipts, Cindy spoke again. Cindy, fuck off! If it does anything suspicious, let me know, okay? Why? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Cindy? What are you doing? You nodded slightly. Cindy didn't want a verbal response. She just wanted back to her task. Kept your eyes fixed on the monitor screen for a moment. Out of the corner of your eye, you glanced at the aisles. The guy was still there, just standing. He was looking at a shelf that held nothing particularly interesting. And then he looked at you. It wasn't a quick or distracted glance. It was direct. Meet his gaze. Fucking challenge him, dude. Oh, I'm getting fucking hearts, baby. Hearts out the wads. You returned his gaze with the same intensity. You didn't know if you were doing it out of bravery, stubbornness, or simple curiosity. But he didn't blink. Honestly, let's leave this shit off. I don't want to know. And then he made a slight gesture, an almost imperceptible nod of the head, as if he were greeting you. You decided to ignore him, turning your attention back to the monitor to remove the CD from the player. He probably liked that shit too. He's probably like, ugh. He got off on being ignored. Buddy, you're right next to the wheel. If I even move a fucking centimeter, I'm gonna crush you. As you put the CD back in its case, you looked at your options. Fantasy, romance, horror, comedy, musical, sci-fi. Wait, what? What are these options for? What? I didn't read it. Well, he'd probably like horror. I like comedies. I hate musicals. Fantasy, comedy. You felt like laughing and enjoying good jokes and situations, so you pick a movie and watch it for the rest of your shift. Your workday was over. All in all, it was quiet. Night had fallen, but there was no reason to worry since you live a few blocks away. Some things were just convenient like that. This week, it was Cindy's turn to close the store. Since you two had almost the same position, you decided that closing duties would be by turns. So you had your things ready to go home. Are you going to be okay? Sure, why wouldn't I be? That guy seems a bit fixated on you. You scoffed ironically. Come on, me? Yeah, I don't get it either. Okay, ouch, bitch. But what if he follows you? It's not gonna happen. He left hours ago. There's no way he'd stay lurking around here. Where are you going, buddy? Stop it! Stop it! All right, you gotta have to go up for a little. Your pop is recording a video, buddy. Never gonna become a famous freaking YouTuber, visual novel dating sim YouTuber if you keep bothering me. That's not gonna happen. He left hours ago. There's no way he'd stay lurking around here. I don't know. Your danger sensor isn't very accurate, I'd say. Danger is subjective. That's not true. Why do you care so much? I thought you hated me. Cindy was surprised by your words. She averted her gaze, playing with the mop handle she had in her hands to clean before closing. Just fucking... I don't hate you. I just think being with you is boring. Fuck you! Yeah, well, you're not exactly the life of the party, Cindy. I don't mean in a bad way, really. I feel peaceful with you. Oh, sorry for calling you a bitch. Your disregard for everything could be tiresome, but it was also comforting, in a way. You scratch your head, not knowing how to react to Cindy's words. She had never said anything nice to you until now. Cindy cleared her throat, looking away with an embarrassed grimace. What I mean is, I don't want anything bad to happen to you. You took a step towards her and placed your hand on her shoulders, smiling calmly. This is a weird and large step to make. This is written by people who don't interact with people, but this is a weird thing to just, oh, we're coworkers and up until just a second ago, we don't like each other at all. And I'm just stepping up and I'm just like, listen, it's okay and I appreciate you. Like, no, she'd be like, get the fuck off of me. That's how people don't do shit like this. I'll be fine. Just because something weird happened doesn't mean the universe has decided to turn against me. You shared a final farewell gesture before you closed the door. It fucking tip my fedora to thee. The store sign indicated it was closed and you sighed, feeling the weight of adult life in capitalist world lift a little from your shoulders. Just a little. It was part of the routine saying goodbye to Cindy and finally going home. You lived on your own since you started working, so you had no extra responsibility to worry about, which gave you space to focus on your own needs. It wasn't an extraordinary life, but it was functional. You worked during the week, earned enough money for rent and bills, and rested on weekends. Even though the street was well lit, the atmosphere remained gloomy as you walked towards your apartment. Not gloomy music though, pretty fucking chill vibe music. It had always been like this. Nothing to fear, right? Oh, there it goes. Holy fuck! Quick footstep behind you! You turned to react, but felt arms tightly wrap around your neck, immobilizing you. You struggled to break free, but then you felt the pressure in your stomach. A cold sensation branched from your stomach to the rest of your body, and you could swear you felt your guts spilling out. Your body convulsed after being pierced, and that's when the pain hit. It hurt. It hurt a lot. It was so intense you could feel your limbs. You could or could not. Oops, is this how you were gonna die? You knew it would happen eventually, but you didn't know it would hurt so much. Who could have done this to you? Something so cruel. Did you even deserve it? Because I watched a comedy? You weren't a saint, but you didn't consider yourself a bad person. The last thought had crossed your mind was Cindy would have to cover your shift while they looked for a replacement. I died. Ending one, you didn't get his attention. What the fuck? Fuck! No! I don't want to have to deal with dying all the time. We'll leave easy mode on. Fuck, and I didn't even save. All right, god damn it. Whoops, give me a second and I'm gonna get caught back up. Motherfucker. Oh, this is a new part. Interjecting. I clicked the back room this time. Maybe you dropped in the back room, but you'd only find Cindy looking at her phone next to the boxes she'd taken back. Cindy gave you a quick glance, then went back to ignoring you. You followed her example and focused on finding your badge. Nope, it wasn't there. Well, never mind. Fuck me, right? Okay, I said, also, didn't he ask for anything strange? I said yes, he asked for something strange. He asked for my name. He picked up my badge, blah, blah, blah. Cindy, wait, what, did I hold her chin? Cindy held her chin. Okay, skipping. Horror. He's gonna love that shit. I told you. Okay, so just, I gotta pick the things that he's gonna like. You enjoy the scares and atmosphere, and the horror movies were great. You're great. You're about to pick a movie until the sudden sound of someone leaning on the counter in front of you distracted you. Okay, new shit. Here he is, our fucking baby Jeffy. Against the stranger, again, the stranger was there, this time in front of you, looking intently at the CD in your hands. What movie are you gonna put on? Excuse me? I wanna know what movie you're gonna put on. Is that a crime? No, of course not, but come on, I'm undecided. Maybe you can inspire me. You look at him in silence for a moment, then sighed with weariness. Tremors, paranormal activity, pulse, that thing. I feel like he'd probably like Scream because of all the stabbing. Yep, there it goes. Oh, a classic slasher. Interesting. Well, did that help you decide? Oh, don't look at me. The guy cocked his head. Now you knew for sure that was his way of showing mockery. A little. Though what caught my attention most was the genre you chose. You raised an eyebrow. Oh yeah? And what about it? Horror. Horror. His tone dropped. Interesting choice. It always says something about the person who prefers it. Like what? That you're looking to feel something real. Or you want to fear to have a face. Something you can understand, even if it means danger. His words were soft, but they pricked like needles under your skin. Or maybe I like strong emotions without putting myself at risk like everyone else. Or maybe I don't actually like horror movies, and I'm just trying to fuck you, dog. But you're not like everyone else. Well, that phrase needs to be removed from the visual novel bingo card. He moved self-aware a little bit. I can appreciate. He moved a little closer to the counter. He didn't invade your space, but it was as if he caressed it. You don't seem to be afraid. Should I be? It depends. Do you prefer to see horror from the outside or have it stare back at you? I'll go with it. He'll probably like it. Yep, I knew it. I guess it depends. I'd probably fucking ignore him. Me personally, get the fuck away. Because how old is Jeff the Killer in the stories? He's like 14, 15, 16, something like that. He's like a kid. He's a child. I will fucking body you. It just depends on how pretty the face of horror is. He tilted his head slightly as if he had sensed something he didn't quite expect, but he didn't seem surprised either. Wow. Keep in mind that sometimes pretty things bite too. He glanced at the shelves for a second as if looking for something, but it was obvious he wasn't. Or maybe you like being bitten. Who knows? Yo, fucking, all right. He shrugged as if downplaying his own words, as if he's not overtly sexual towards me. He extended a finger and drew circles on the counter's surface. Fucking, it's very cutesy of you, Jeff. He was pretending to think, ignoring, but aware of your presence. For your mental sanity's sake, you needed to hurry him up. Be direct. Fuck yeah. Hey, buddy, could you hurry up? What's the rush? There aren't many other customers besides me. Do you even want to buy anything? I'm just indecisive. I'm not bothering anyone. You glanced back, searching for Sydney just to feel some security that you weren't on your own. But unfortunately, you didn't see her anywhere. Then, without asking, he reached a hand over the counter. I'm Jeff. I think it's time we formally introduced ourselves. Don't you, Marcade? Your gaze dropped to his hand. High-five him. Pink! He's like, oh! Silence. Jeff laughed loudly, drawing the attention of the few remaining customers in the store. You couldn't help it, but you also laughed at your action. Hey, don't exaggerate. They're watching us. Why, are you embarrassed for them to see you? It's not that. You're bothering the customers. Right. I ain't taking for someone who'd easily get embarrassed. As someone who works in a store, you should convince the customer to buy as much as possible, but something told you Jeff would take his sweet time. You watched him in silence for a few seconds, observing his thoughtful posture. If he was insistent on prolonging the interaction, you were allowed to make him uncomfortable too, right? Are you single? What was I doing? I'm getting scared. Are you single? Nope, he didn't like that. What's up with the bandana? Nope. What do you do for it? Huh? I'm asking to be single. Whatever. Jeff stumbled in place, turning his gaze to you. He remained silent for a few seconds, recovering from the initial surprise, then tilted his head with a teasing touch. What if I'm not? Good for you if that's the case. You asked to ask, but not because you're genuinely interested in him. His shoulders slumped. If I flirt with him, oh my God, I wouldn't mind sharing. What the fuck? You rest your chin on your hand, raising your eyebrows playfully. All right, so it's my goal to recreate all of the things that they do within reason. You rested your chin on your hand, raising your eyebrows playfully. Jeff cleared his throat against his bandana, hiding what you suspected was a chuckle. At least you made him laugh. Well, did you decide what to get? Jeff refocused his attention on you. Wow, it seems like you really want to get rid of me. No, not at all. I love wasting time with weirdos who walk in circles as if they're lost in the supermarket. Jeff's eyes widened, feigning offense. Hey, that was mean. You're gonna make me cry. He clutched his chest dramatically, then chuckled again. It's unbelievable how he's either being this cutesy flirt, like goofy, it's very goofy, like schoolboy shit, or if I answer one thing wrong, I'm dead. He's either fully in love with me, right? He's either like, damn, like I got him hook, line, and sinker, or he's gonna fucking kill me. Maybe it's accurate to a real psychopath, I don't know. He clutched his chest dramatically, then chuckled again. This time his laugh was softer, more genuine. I don't know if that was funny because I talked to you or because I ruined your day. The statement came out with unsettling frankness. You didn't know how to react, but you knew that in the end, Jeff had done things on purpose. Well, at least you admit you weren't exactly a delight. Sure, I'm not an idiot. I know what kind of reaction I get from people. Jeff shrugged, then tilted his head, questioning and mocking. Do you treat all customers like this, or am I special? You couldn't help but let out a small laugh at his words. You know what? I don't usually spend so much energy on strangers, but you earned it. Jeff straightened up suddenly, pleased as if he'd been told he achieved a great feat. I'll take it. For a moment, you thought Jeff meant he appreciated your words until you noticed his eyes were fixated on the movie you had chosen to put in the player. Oh, great. You said with relief, finally, Jeff would take something, as if it was something you knew he liked. You felt good about doing your job well, after all. Thanks for shopping with us. Jeff nodded, taking the movie in its bag and headed for the exit. It was a pleasure, Marcade. He waved goodbye and you reciprocated with your own hand, though not as enthusiastically as his. But you managed to sell something to the weirdo of the day. It was an accomplishment after all. Your workday was over. Driven by the capitalism, corporate capitalism. I must sell and make money for the dying movie store. Night had fallen, but there was no reason to worry since you lived a few blocks away. Some things were just convenient like that. This week it was Cindy's turn to close the store. Said you two it almost, okay, blah, blah, blah. We saw this, are you going? Blah, blah, blah. I touched her shoulders like a fucking creepo. I don't know, danger's danger. What do you care? Cindy, I don't hate you. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm walking home. You worked in the week, thought that. It's always been like that, nothing to fear, right? Maybe you should have been more alert. You were, okay. Okay, here we go. It had always been like that, nothing to fear, right? It was then that you felt your arm being pulled violently to one side. Maybe you should have been more alert. You were dragged into an alley beside the street. It was slightly darker, but a streetlight nearby allowed you to distinguish what was in front of you. Since a sudden action disoriented you, you were slow to react. What the The sound of a slight blow to the side of your head interrupted you, and you realized the person had cornered you against the brick wall behind you. You glanced at the person's arm, a familiar white sleeve covering an arm reaching from your blind spot. You grew tired of the suspense and finally looked up at the person who had cornered you. You had an idea who it might be. Holy fucking, where's his nose? And his fucking lips?
Marcade, we meet again.
Uncertainty filled you at the sight of a white, scarred face. Jeff had removed his hood and bandana, revealing his face. His skin varied in colors and textures. His nose was sunken. His milky blue eyes were deep set in dark circles, and you were certain you hadn't seen him blink once. Oh, and he's literally like a skull. But what caught your attention most was a scar that ran across his mouth. That's what caught me the most. This teeny baby scar when he's literally a skull with damaged translucent skin pressed up against it. What? It didn't look like a clean cut, and the way it distorted his expression sent a shiver down your spine. You assumed his face would have imperfections. He'd want to hide to avoid stares from strangers, but considering the bizarre situation, it wasn't surprising. Jeff? Certainly you were at a disadvantage here, so you tried to think of ways to turn the tables. Wow, who would have thought at night, someone alone, gloomy alley? A classic. Jeff chuckled at your sarcasm.
You don't drop the act, huh?
Then he pulled a knife from his hoodie pocket.
Now make sure you give me a good show.
His voice was raspy, accelerated with an anxious tone. He seemed impatient. A show?
Fear is exquisite.
He whispered almost and unnecessarily poetically, leaning towards you, his breath grazing your face. Hey, no offense, but your whole approach feels very cliche. Very cliche. I'm a fucking tool too. Jeff tilted his head to the side. You would have sworn it was his equivalent of raising an eyebrow, because he doesn't have any. He doesn't even have like fucking facial muscles.
If he had eyebrows,
well, there you go. Once again,
this isn't the time for jokes, don't you think?
Yeah, well, I really don't know what motivated you to attack me. I thought we were getting along. Jeff pressed the width of the blade against your cheek, the cold metal against your warm skin.
Are you asking what makes you special?
Is being special having you drag me into a dark alley? Wow, you must not be very popular. Jeff snorted in annoyance. He grabbed your shoulder with the hand that had cornered you and slammed you against the wall behind you. You felt your head hit the rough texture of the hard surface, making you wince. Tease him. You live! Hey! Harder. Jeff released you and stepped back a couple of paces as if you burned him. Holy fucking yo. His expression reflected surprise, and it was a bigger reaction than you expected. Relax, I'm just kidding.
That wasn't funny.
It was to me.
Shut up, this shouldn't be funny. You should be afraid.
Jeff approached again, raising the knife to your neck. Instinctively, you pulled away from the blade, feeling the tip pierce your chin.
You're in an alley at night with a knife at your throat. So I'll ask you again. Are you afraid?
Fuck, Jeff. You didn't feel like dealing with a sadistic madman. Keep participating. Jeff's smile fell subtle. Keep participating? I say keep participating. Jeff's smile fell subtly.
Oh, so that's how it is.
Fuck, he's gonna kill me. I don't want to die. All right, I don't want to go back through it, so we'll just say no. Oh, wait, oops. Yeah, I'm afraid. Jeff hadn't made much of an impression on you. You were aware your situation was dangerous, but it really couldn't matter less to you. Because I'm so just nonchalant. But anyway, it seemed fun to see what would happen. I feel like I would sound like...
But anyway, it seemed fun to see what would happen if you messed with him. For now, you decided to play along. You know what? Yes, I'm afraid.
Jeff recovered his spirits, extending his wide smile. He lowered the knife, but kept it in his hand. He wasn't threatening you. Maybe he wanted to keep having fun with you.
Good, good. That's what I wanted to hear.
Typical.
Now what scares you about me?
Evidently, Jeff enjoyed seeing fear in his victims. For now, you managed to keep him happy enough to maintain a conversation with you, but maybe he wanted to dig deeper. Maybe I could just fucking run. I could outrun this fuck. Perhaps he liked knowing in detail what he provoked in his victims. That's funny. Can you accept the challenge of indulging him? Face. His voice. Yeah, I'll make fun of his voice.
Huh? Nobody's ever said that before.
You sound young. How old are you? Oh, fuck. And Jeff started with the emotion.
You think?
And he completely ignored your question. Maybe he was one of those who didn't like to say their age. If he's a child, I can't play this.
This is more fun than I thought it would be.
Anyway, why are you attacking me? Jeff stared at you in silence for a few seconds, his smile static. You felt like demanding a blink.
I thought killing you would be fun.
Great. You had hoped he was just a simple thief going through an angsty teenage phase and only wanted to scare you, but it turns out he was a madman who genuinely intended to murder you. You hit the jackpot. And I thought I had won your heart.
Oh, that takes a lot more than just one day.
That seems like useful information. But for the future, you should focus on surviving now.
I know. Let's play a game.
Play what?
A simple game of tag.
What happens if I win?
I'll let you go. That's what you'd like me to say.
He was an idiot, a very dangerous idiot. You had to choose carefully. I chase you. Jeff stumbled over his words, not having expected that response. Jeff straightened up over you, analyzing you in silence. His face was strangely expressionless. You assumed because with his mouth mangled as it was, he was condemned to have the same expression permanently. Suddenly, you felt your neck squeeze tightly, making it hard to breathe. Instinctively, you raised your hands and pulled at Jeff's arm, an impulse from your body to try and fight.
Fear me.
The complaint sounded almost childish, despite coming from a threatening man. You tried to respond to anything, but your vocal cords were being squeezed too tightly. You managed to hear his murmur before you felt the pressure on your neck release. His hands remained on your neck, but only pressed enough to immobilize you. You coughed and gasped for air, trying to recover your breath. But then you realized Jeff was again, almost on top of you, knife in hand. You felt a pang of pain in your cheek, but it was for an instant. Jeff made a clean cut of the skin on your left cheek. You felt the tickle of a thin line of blood running down your jaw.
Why aren't you afraid?
Jeff examined you in silence as if looking at your reaction would give him a satisfying answer. It wasn't as if you didn't really feel anything. You recognized the situation was dangerous. Your body knew it from the strong pounding of your heart, but as if it had been from the start, you didn't care. He wanted you to fear him, but since he was threatening your life and you didn't truly care about dying, consequently, you didn't fear him. If I give up, yeah, you lowered your gaze, but not out of fear, rather out of weariness. What would you leave behind if you died? Not much, so you don't care anymore. I'm sorry, Jeff, but I don't have fear to give to you. Jeff remained silent for a second until you noticed his smile suddenly widen. He slowly leaned towards you and licked your wounded cheek, wiping away the line of blood. His breath brushed against your skin, warm and damp. The touch of his tongue burned on the wound, making you hiss. Making me hiss? I hissed? What the hell? You could accept him licking you. He was just being weird. But you couldn't shake off what he wanted to tell you with that action. Tease him. Lick me? How romantic. I'm melting. Maybe if you tease him enough, he'll leave you alone. You had to try. Jeff growled through his gritted teeth, slamming you against the brick wall again. You let out a groan of pain from the impact. How fucking long is this? I have dinner to make.
Why don't you fear me?
I don't know what you want me to say, Jeff. Jeff lowered his head, seemingly disappointed. You glanced around hesitantly, not knowing what to do. But then he straightened up again, his smile so wide his lips were taut.
There's nothing I can do if you don't fear death, but I can make you fear me.
Of this fucking... Get out of my grill, Jeff. He raised the knife again, but not to stab you in a vital spot. Instead, he slowly brought the tip to your face, level with your left eye.
So we'll do this, Marcade.
You swallowed hard at the distorted vision of the knife tip millimeters from your pupil.
I'm going to hunt you. Every time I catch you, I'll hurt you. And every time you avoid me, I'll back off a little.
Jeff's eyes trembled, almost white, like two spotlights in the dark. Wait.
You lost the first round.
Jeff dictated, pushing his hand forward. The blade dug into the corner of your eye, almost grazing your eyelid. Huh? Almost into the corner of my eye, almost grazing my eyelid? You screamed with all your might until you felt your throat tear. Blood flowed like a small waterfall, and with your sudden body shake, blood splattered. Jeff laughed, satisfied with your reaction, and pushed the blade deeper, burning it into the soft flesh of your eyeball. Ack! You choked on your saliva, on the verge of vomiting from the unbearable pain. Your hands flailed at Jeff's chest, but you didn't move him in an inch. Jeff finally shook the knife handle, moving it deeper into your eye. How deep is my eye fucking? Yo, he's in my brain. He's back out the backside. He shook the knife a little more and pulled, managing to yank out your eyeball still connected by veins. What's happening? Is anyone there? What's happening? Is anyone there? Like heavenly bells, you managed to hear the voices of other people coming from nearby, but you no longer had the strength to stand. You collapsed to the ground, your left eye socket bleeding from the raw wound. Your vision was blurry and damaged. There was no way to trust what you saw. You could only focus on what you heard.
Remember our game, Marcade?
Jeff murmured softly, his voice echoing from behind you. You managed to feel the footsteps of several people heading your way, so you surrendered to exhausted and pain. Damn, that's a long day one, dude. Oh, okay. Good grief. Yeah, so I gotta cook dinner. I'm gonna be signing off for this one. If you guys want me to play more of this, honestly, I don't want to. I actually don't want to play this. But once again, keeping it small. 10 likes, dude. Big ol' 1-0, all the fingers. If I get 10 likes on this one, I will continue playing. So if you want me to play it, leave a like. And if you don't want me to play it, don't leave a like. Maybe comment too, drop a comment and hit subscribe. Cause I'm back, baby. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace out.